Bahrain's main opposition bloc, it's called the Al-Wafaq, has rejected the king's offer of national dialogue. It says there is no serious will for negotiations as the military is still out on the streets. On Friday, Bahraini troops opened fire on people marching into the center of the capital, Manama. Thousands turned out to denounce the deadly crackdown on opposition protesters.
Bahrainis started chanting slogans directly aimed at the ruling Al Khalifa family. This came after the bloody repression of anti-government protests in this tiny island nation in the Persian Gulf. Tens of thousands of people attended the mass funerals of 4 protesters killed by government forces on Thursday. Government forces also wounded more than 200 others on that day. Meanwhile, opposition leaders say some 68 protesters are missing. The mourners on Friday demanded the end of the monarchy and called for national unity against the rule of the Al-Khalifas. This comes as reports say the military has once again fired on people as they were making their way to a hospital. The Bahraini army has warned protesters against taking to the streets.
We are peaceful demonstrators. We stopped at this point. I told the people with me to raise up their hands as a sign of peace. The government forces started to move towards us. We started retreating, and all of a sudden I saw the government forces pointing their guns at us. Then they began spraying us with bullets. I saw one of my fellow demonstrators shot in the head and killed.
The people who are being killed and injured in Bahrain today are being killed and injured with weaponry which very likely comes from British arms dealers and under the blessing of the British government. I think this is very, very shocking. The scenes are very shocking, but the silence of the Americans and British and the others who talk about democracy in the Middle East is even worse.
Medical sources say the situation in hospitals in the capital Manama is catastrophic.
It's barbaric. It's chaos here in Bahrain. It's chaos. We call for help from the international community. This hospital cannot accommodate. All the tanks are out in the street. They are shooting live ammunition. Can the world bear this?
The crackdown on the protesters in Bahrain has drawn reactions from some countries, including Iran. Tehran has condemned the deadly violence perpetrated against the people of Bahrain. The Iranian Foreign Ministry called on the Bahraini government to exercise restraint and refrain from using violence. The kingdom is one of the U.S. allies in the Persian Gulf region and home to the American Navy's 5th Fleet.